Hello and welcome to the Special Moves podcast. My name is Mike. That's Jake. That's Liam.
Yeah.
Jake Kulkowski, Liam McKelvey, if you're new.
Not to be confused with any other Jakes and Liams.
That's
Forget about any of them.
Some of them are...
No, there's no.
No, they're all
Jakes.
shit. They're all
all
shit.
shit.
This is a podcast where we talk about video games, gaming news.
Yeah.
We read out your emails and talk about that. Go through the new releases that are coming out in the coming week. And there's actually... It's a weird week, man. There's one day this week, Friday, where there's a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like really like early Feb, it's like a weird.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out, like, is it related to some sort of like tax thing? Do you know what I mean? Is it like a quarterly report thing? Do you know what I mean? Is it going to bump up quarterly earnings?
Expect more hot industry analysis like that in the coming hour.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the hell it is, but for some reason the 15th of Feb is packed.
It is, yeah. It's a weird one. So we'll talk about that later on. But first, there's a couple of Well, there's one huge gaming story, and then another one that's pretty
stupid.
It's silly, but we'll talk about that as well. So the first up, let's talk about Apex Legends. So this is just come out of the blue on Monday. It was about 8 o'clock, wasn't it? And there was like a live stream sort of hype building thing.
Well, that was at 4 o'clock, the hype building.
Yeah.
They went live and they were just teasing like images that were kind of cross-dissolving into each other.
Reminding me of like the No Man's Sky sort of ones and stuff when there's a big update.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that shows, for those that haven't seen a No Man's Sky one or whatever, which I'm assuming there's quite a lot of you, to be honest. They're like weird like blueprints of
cool.
like schematics and stuff like that, isn't it? It shows like the inside of ships. It's just kind of random, obscure bits, but
so it gets people into the Twitch stream, live stream sort of thing, and then people are just like watching.
So when you look back now that we know what actually happened, what the pictures that we were seeing actually were a map, like from different angles, and there was wires, and we saw characters in the background, but we didn't know that at the time because the game hadn't been announced.
We also didn't know that it was a battle royale game or anything about it, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So Apex Legends is a battle royale title from Respawn, who made most recently Titanfall 2, which was amazing, really good first-person shooter. And then Apex Legends feels really similar. I mean, it does to me. I mean, Liam, do you agree with that? I mean,
yeah, it's set in the same thematic universe or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of crossover, especially like the art style. All the weapons are the same, I think.
Totally.
Titanfall 2.
The movement style and stuff is all there.
Just the art style.
Didn't
in
play
general.
Titanfall 2, so it's all new to me.
I
forget that. Actually, it's one of my big pitfalls. You know, like how everyone's got one of those films that are like you need to watch. Like, you haven't watched Titanic, and you haven't played Titanfall 2. Seems to be the one that's creeping up now. Titanfall 2 has been a slept-on classic that's now finally it's got the evangelists going secretly best shooter of the generation. Everyone's sort of coming along to that now.
It was one of my I picked 3 games of the year that year. Yeah, and that was one of them. And it was
2015 or 16, wasn't it? I think
16. So I don't know.
But I can't. Anyway, doesn't matter. I was really fond of it, and it was it felt weird because it was like a really good, really polished, everything going for it first person shooter, right? And it was at a time where everyone was complaining about like microtransaction bollocks and stuff, and I felt personally anyway that there was just nothing wrong with it in terms of
it also had a horrible release date. It came out right in between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, was it Infinite Warfare that year?
It unbelievably EA dropped it between its own game
and
its biggest competition.
The thing, isn't it? Yeah, EA published it, Respawn made it, and they released it very close to Battlefield 1, and they put it up against one of the biggest names in FPS history.
It was literally sandwiched between. So it was It was like one weekend it was Battlefield, the next weekend it was Titanfall 2, the next weekend it was fucking Call of Duty. So it didn't have a hope in hell.
What's so weird about it? I'm just gonna do a little quick mic adjustment because it's at a weird angle. Ready? All right. Hopefully no one.
Smooth.
I just in case audio listeners, in case it makes a big like noise and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they sort of kind of what people are saying is cannibalized the sales. Of that, because it's like, imagine getting signed to a record label in the 1960s and then you're dead chuffed because it's a major label, and then they do your album release party 2 days before this other band on their record label called the Beatles are putting an album out. You'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Weirdly, and
I don't think people swore like that so much.
No, I don't think people do it now, really. But skipping forward now, what I find weird is that they've just released this Apex Legends Battle Royale game, next month, Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode comes out. So EA have kind of like offered them a free punch back.
That is actually hilarious.
And that's actually true as well, which is the funny thing.
Let me tell you. Yeah. No one's going to fucking play that Battlefield. That's my prediction now.
It's called Firestorm, and it's due out next month. But yeah, seriously, good luck, DICE, with that.
This one, Apex Legends, feels like the sort of realisation of people playing Titanfall 2 going, this is a great single-player campaign, this is an amazing set of FPS mechanics, handles like amazingly well, really satisfying, but then no one's playing it. And then this is like the most sort of commercial way possible of really getting the success that they fully deserve, in my opinion, because it's just a really good, solid game to play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Apex Legends sort of just, it arrives free in an extremely polished state.
Yeah.
Feels really premium, feels like a AAA game.
Yes.
I was saying this to you guys earlier.
This bunch.
Yeah, if you told me that was just, a full price thing, I would totally buy it. And people, say Warframe is like, the best example of free to play, and I probably would agree. But there's something about this that even beyond Warframe feels AAA. It feels sort of,
absolutely.
Warframe, there's loads of pros to it, but there's just sort of something about the UI, something about the microtransactions or something where it still feels like I wouldn't be totally convinced if someone said this cost 60 quid sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but but this just feels like a AAA release.
Weighty game.
We're gonna do a sort of standalone video of what we think about it a bit more and stuff.
A bit more in depth about the gameplay, the legends that you're playing.
Yeah.
Our time on it.
Yeah, we're not going to break all that down in the podcast, but there's a video incoming specifically about Apex Legends. But
this is more about the news of, well, one,
that it exists.
A AAA quality game getting released for free by EA, who are the sort of blame EA for everything because they're really bad most of the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're considered like the great evil force in the sort of games by a lot of people. Yeah. Putting out this, and I know that sounds hyperbolic and crazy, but
have you ever read YouTube comments?
I was going to say, but yeah. And yeah, it's what's so weird about it for me is that it actually works, because it seems like such a sanitized, safe, stupid idea. Yeah. Like EA have called in Respawn on an intercom. Yo, Respawn team, get upstairs, yeah? They go upstairs, there's a really big empty boardroom with some very expensive sandwiches on the table, and there's some fucking marketing buff who's on loads of money saying,
Called Chad.
No. Call him something. No, I don't know what his name is.
Derek.
Yeah. Derek, right? So Derek's there, and he doesn't know much, and he's got Respawn. They're doing nothing now. Titanfall 2's over, yeah? So he's gone, guys, we want a PUBG. No. We want a Fortnite. No. We want an Overwatch. No. Can you do all of them? And Respawn has just kind of gone, yeah, okay. And then done all of them.
Apparently it happened the other way around. Apparently it was
Oh, really?
Apparently it was Respawn having to go, trust us. We know what we're doing. And apparently it worked. So, yeah.
Because that's what it seems like. It seems like this idea, when you say it on paper, it's Overwatch meets Call of Duty Blackout meets PUBG sort of thing. Nothing about this idea seems like it's going to work. It seems like something, like I'm saying, a marketing exec's wet dream.
Yeah.
Let's get a talented team to make us loads of free-to-play game, but somehow makes us loads and loads in loot boxes, cosmetic only, because we're the bad guys and we need to look good. But somehow, it has worked. And it's probably because it's not actually that. But it just seems like such a stupid idea. If someone told me about this, if just had like months of hype, everyone would have time to fester on the idea.
Yeah.
That's the thing about surprise launches. It doesn't give anyone time to expect or hope or hype or hate, which is what people will do with EA. So Anthem, for example, loads of people are excited about it, but loads of people are like, well, it's going to be full of cosmetics. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Full of microtransactions and pay to win. And, quite rightly, I'm not saying that these people are wrong, but I'm saying anything like EA is going to attract that conversation. So it's actually kind of mad that they've just gone out of nowhere, boom. Like we mentioned it last podcast. I said, hopefully...
I bet you there would have been loads of eye rolls if me included, 6 months ago, if Respawn said, surprise, it's a battle royale game.
Don't worry, though, guys, it's free.
It's free. Yeah,
one of the designers actually said that, didn't he? Yeah. One of the developers came out and said if we did like a full-on marketing campaign saying it's a free-to-play battle royale shooter with loot boxes, it would have just gone terribly wrong.
Exactly.
So they just put the game out there to let it just speak for itself.
It's a genius masterstroke of a marketing decision, because that's what it is. It's a marketing decision because it just comes down to how you get it into people's hands.
Not marketing it.
They haven't marketed it. Yeah. It's brilliant. And like you were saying there, you almost get a chance now to build up a negative head of steam rather than a positive one, because back in the day you would have just said this is coming, everyone would have been almost uniformly excited, and that would have snowballed into more positivity, more sales. That's not necessarily the case.
No.
It definitely isn't the case anymore, especially if you're an EA game.
Exactly,
you're going to get
rest in peace, Respawn, and all that. You'd have comments like that. EA trying to get this Fortnite money.
Yeah.
EA greedy.
Before it's had a chance to anything.
So in a way, I think this is almost kind of like, well, I know, right? EA's stock plummeted on Wednesday because they had their big NASDAQ thing shown. They spoke to shareholders and they had disappointing quarterly sales. The stocks have slumped since November. This week it was announced that there's 10 million unique players on Apex Legends. Apex Legends has single-handedly brought the stock up to what it was like before November, because since Battlefield 5 and then the Anthem negative press and then announcing that the sales haven't been good, it's dropped, and it plummeted on Wednesday, and it's already back up now to where it was in October.
And all they had to do was make a good game
for free.
Well, even if they'd been charging big bucks for this, and there was less of the loot box shenanigans, it still would have been a success. I feel like this still would have got Twitch streamers playing it. It still would have got, maybe if you compare it probably to COD, what's the mode in that called?
Blackout.
That is you have to pay to get into that, right? So you've got to buy that. And maybe that, there is something to be said for it being free.
Yeah.
And it's worked for Fortnite, so why the fuck couldn't it work for this? But everything's just fallen into place here. I mean, they've got 10 million sales in 3 days and 72 hours.
By sales, free downloads.
Yeah, 3 million players. Sorry,
players as well. Yeah. And the sales are of course high because any free to play game like this, especially a game of this caliber, people are more inclined to put money into it.
Well, you just get people into the ecosystem. You get people like Fortnite. You just get people playing that, and then once you've got millions of people playing it, then you can worry about getting money out of them. Yeah. If you've got 1 million people logging in at the same time, which has happened already in this, then you can you can start thinking about how to monetize
and people, people I know personally are more likely to spend money on it if it's cosmetics only. Yeah. Because they feel like, they're not becoming part of some sort of pay-to-win problem. And it's like Fortnite. I know loads of people that spend money on Fortnite. And the games, you don't need to.
You feel like you have to in Fortnite, from what, because I don't play it. But the guys in work were saying, they were talking about this before I'd even had a chance to bring it up. And I'm the nerd that does this sort of stuff, right? And they were talking about it, and then that's the first thing they said. You don't have to. It's good that you don't have to buy stuff like in Fortnite, because you can just. It's cosmetic, and it's because there's seasons in Fortnite. There's just different ways of sort of.
Basically, what they're talking about is the battle pass, which is like it's a season thing. You buy it, but if you buy it,
but if you're playing Fortnite,
you get XP boost will help you level up quicker. Ultimately, the only thing that does unlock is cosmetics. But because everything's on a timed exclusivity thing, that's what it is. It's down to like fear of missing out when it comes to cosmetics.
But I reckon in Fortnite at this point, if you're playing Fortnite, what's the point in playing it without the battle pass? That's what the consensus of the community is. I'm just speaking from the outside because I don't play it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
exactly
first.
What's going to happen with this for sure.
Yeah, it probably is. But for now, we've got a great free game that is, it doesn't really shove the loot box stuff in your face. No. It is there in the home screen.
Yeah.
But I totally didn't realise that.
They've got a battle pass, which is actually just fucking called the battle pass as well.
Right.
Full on terminology, Fortnite. Coming out next month. So in case people I don't know how many people are aware of this, but they've put out the roadmap already, what they're planning on releasing and when. So March, there's new weapons getting added to the game and stuff like that, new abilities. In June, they're going to add some new heroes and stuff like that. And you can see the seasons as well for the battle pass. So there'll be a bunch of cosmetics and stuff. But ultimately, it's kind of that mix. But, Fortnite, by the way, you're unlocking cosmetics for your playable character. In this, you unlock them for your legends, which is like Overwatch, which is huge money. That because then, of course, you might get a rare outfit for a character that you don't necessarily play and stuff. So
I mean, it's. the hero sort of system or legend system or whatever is really cool. I like it a lot. I mean, there's two that you need that, like, there's two that you have to unlock when you first fire it up. But there's plenty of choices, plenty of flexibility. They feel pretty different to play, and I've sort of settled on one that I like now, and the way that you sort of choose which one you want is great, just sort of randomized, and you each take a turn in the squad of 3. I think what it does really well is sort of put enough of a twist on the mechanics of Battle Royale that are already there, like, jumping it simultaneously and locking you into a thing, but you can pull out of it if you want. But
by
it
default,
you can just, if you're not the jump leader or whatever, you don't have to worry. You can suggest, like, why don't we go there? Why don't we go there? But there's one guy who sort of, one person's leading the jump, and then you follow them down. The respawn thing is wicked. It's really good. The fact that so when one of your squad mates goes down, you can and they're dead. They've been finished off. You can get there. There's a limited window, I think, where you can get there.
It's like timed. I think it's a minute or something.
Enough of a chance, though. You do have enough of a chance.
Exactly, which is a long time, and if a moment-to-moment game like that,
And some of the best moments I've had in the game so far have been me and another person sort of carefully, tactically trying to get the thing, trying to claim I can't remember what it's called.
It's the banner, player banner.
Okay, player banner.
To respawn it, yeah.
Did you just say that earlier, or did you say player banner like a couple of seconds ago as well?
No.
Oh, right, okay, because I feel like you've already... Because when you said that then, you were like, it's called the banner, Mike.
No, I was saying that, but I was actually... That resentment was... I was like, I don't want to... I just keep correcting you.
Yeah.
The banner.
Yeah, no, it's because I'm an old man. It's a game called Apex Legends, which I've intentionally... I haven't once said the right name to you guys in the WhatsApp conversation. But it's because I'm old and stuff. But so the best moments were like, trying to claim the banner and then like running to the respawn point, which is a really like telegraphed, visible point on the map that everyone can see. And you have to make it there, and you've got to hold down square. You've got to wait for the bar to fill up, so you can bring your teammates back from the dead, which is a great system, a great sort of. It creates great moments.
Yeah, that's very very clever, because streamers especially, when they die in a squad-based game. By the way, again, we'll talk a bit more about the game specifics like in a separate video.
Yeah.
But if you have been living under a rock the past week and you don't know anything about this game, this is squad only. You can't play it alone.
Yeah.
So, in squad-based Battle Royale games, normally, if the streamer will die, they'll normally quit out to lobby, because what's the point in watching their teammate? You don't want to watch someone be better than you. You just died. But in this, they can bring you back. So it adds loads of stuff like that to it, and like opportunity. Like me and Liam had a game before we left for yours, and we both were downed, and our teammate got both of our banners and respawned us both. And we ended up placing 3rd. So, we would have quit out to the lobby if that was any other game.
Exactly.
You're
still in the game. You're still, it's and that's a really great addition. There's been some conversation about why hasn't it got these Titanfall mechanics of wall running specifically, and the Titans off of Titan.
Why doesn't it have? Why isn't it Titanfall 3?
I can 100% understand why neither of those things are in there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they chucked a Titan in as a little seasonal sort of.
So it is in the universe, like Liam said earlier, right? And
some sort of fun. It's obviously the same game engine and stuff, so why not?
I mean, there's one of the characters, the Robo guy that you play. I forgot his name. Like
Lifeline, is that it?
No,
it's just like zippy robot head guy. Pathfinder,
Pathfinder.
Scout. He has like the Spider-Man web sling mechanic.
Yeah,
he's got a thing. I think that's in Titanfall.
The grapple,
grappling hook thing. So I guess like you're saying, it's probably easier for them to put stuff back in. Remember I was just on about that EA shareholder call. They were talking about some of the games that they've got coming out. Have you guys seen this? That they did mention there is new Titanfall experiences. They were specific to games, so-and-so games, and they called it a Titanfall experience.
Premium one as well.
I don't know what that means, unless it is maybe a season in this or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But Titanfall has been mentioned by like, EA like recently, like there's in this week recently, just gone like.
This Respawn, I mean, maybe I should underline the fact that this has got Respawn's Vince Zampella's company. Vince Zampella is, from Call of Duty. Like if you just
the creator,
exactly. If you used to love Call of Duty and you hate it now, maybe it's because this guy doesn't work on them anymore.
Well, it's because all of Respawn were all the good COD developers.
Indeed,
who left and made their own company.
So which is the big COD that they made? 4, right?
Yeah, basically
4, the one that made this whole first person shenanigan.
The point in the series that just became like one of the most influential games ever made. Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's where this guy works now. He's Respawn, and as Liam said, like
pretty
the
much
staff,
everyone went
the
with
dudes.
him.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until on Tuesday I was speaking to some guys in work about it, and that was like my hook, because if I said, "Hey, have you played this new free battle royale game?" You've had that conversation with somebody about 6 times in the past 2 years. If I say,
usually when you're a YouTuber trying to sell something to your audience.
yeah, I know.
Hey guys,
but this is just me trying to talk to them, but when you hit them with this, it's the people that made COD 4.
Yeah.
People are gonna listen.
That game that Radio 1 DJ Chris Moyles was talking about every morning.
Yeah,
COD
COD 4. I dropped out of college to play it. No, it's really COD 4 was like, I am. You know how when you see kids playing Fortnite and they're just hooked on it, and you're like, oh. That's what COD 4 was like for me. So like,
for absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
It was like the dawn of console online gaming,
Xbox
stuff.
party chat straight after school until you had to go off for your tea, and like that is, I can see that potentially being the case with this. There's something about it that, like, me and Liam, right? We watched the stream. We immediately downloaded it by 10 o'clock. Me, Liam, and Stu, one of our patrons, were playing it, and I played we won our very first game, which always helps, like, sweeten the deal.
I've heard a few people say that on Twitter and stuff. I saw someone saying, "Oh, I'll quit while I'm ahead" and stuff, and it was their first game. It was a shit like that, you know.
We must have been like one of the first wave of people playing it, right? Yeah. Unless there's people.
Are you guys like me? Do you come in at like quite a good level, right? But then you stay at that level while everyone else comes in probably lower. And so for a very brief window, you're better than most of the people playing. But then after like a week, everyone else is better than you.
Well, some
that's what
big
it's like for
boys
me,
have come in. But the point is that, like, as soon as I played it, and obviously all of us and everyone listening, you've all played loads of games, and every now and then you just know something's got the potential. I didn't feel like that with Fortnite when I first played it, because it was just save the world. There wasn't like the battle royale.
It was the horde mode.
Yeah. When you played PUBG, you saw that there was some potential there.
Yeah.
The game was very janky, all over the place, but this has got like the most potential to be like big esports stuff. I don't know. I can really see this going far. I don't think this is going to be a flop.
You're totally right. Yeah, esports is a great shout, and it feels like a really good refinement. Right? It's just, obviously you can see people saying, "Oh, it's a clone" and all that. Like, of course it is in a lot of ways, but it's just it's a really well designed game. It's a really refined thing. Like, it knows exactly what it wants to be and what it wants to do. Great bold decisions. Like, people would expect it to have Titans and expect it to have wall running and stuff. Any other developer would have gone wall running. No other battle royale game has got that. Let's put that in our game. But it didn't work here, so they took it out. They didn't have it in there. One of the great tweets I saw from the developers as well was saying that they play tested it for a month without communication, without headsets and shit, because they wanted to play test the experience of playing with randoms, which is how a vast amount of people play it. And it shows. It really shows that, because it's got that R1 system where
I can see that hopefully becoming like, if like whenever you see a game do something for the first time and then it becomes the norm. If they can add this into multiplayer games all the time.
The R1 sort of team
system,
pings, which has been in Battlefield for ages when you would spot stuff. But this is a bit more flexible because it's
everything is fully voice acted and shit like that, isn't it? Like, the effort that they've gone into for that. If that becomes a norm, I'll be very, very happy man, and people without headsets will be very, very happy men and women.
People like me, because I don't like talking to people. So that's a lot of stuff that we've talked about there, but we are going to do a video for later in the week where
that'll be more focused like on the game and
the
heroes we haven't even touched on,
gameplay, the characters,
full of charming and lovely anecdotes. Right?
So look forward to that. So let's talk about the other sort of newsy type thing from the week that caught our eye, which was the Steam Game Awards.
It caught my eye anyway, because it was a bit of a laugh. Like, Apex Legends has taken over the fucking world, and it kind of all the news has become about that, or people are finally finishing Kingdom Hearts 3, Liam included. And like, that has become the discussion I've seen on the internet. And any time I've not been looking on the internet, I've been on Apex Legends. But this did catch my eye. Steam Awards. So I love a good awards ceremony, and I think it's just because it taps into that part of the brain that just loves a good list video. Do you know what I mean? You just love a list of stuff Give me a big old list of things.
So you can agree or disagree.
And
as
scoff
like.
as much as I want. So this is and there's always that argument online, isn't there, about audience score versus critic score, and blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Well, this is an audience voted for award, so I'm not purposely doing this to push my agenda that audience scores are trash. Okay,
the audiences don't know shit.
Yeah, but so. Steam Awards, it was the first time it was ever broadcast as well. Like, normally they
there was a ceremony.
There was a ceremony.
I didn't realise they actually had a ceremony.
There was a ceremony for the awards, and I just want to read out this, because this is quite a laugh if you don't know. So Steam, to me, by the way, this is just showing that we need more PC games, mate.
Yeah.
So Steam, the community, have voted on a series of awards for 2018. So 2018, the year that brought us God of War, Red Dead Redemption, Spider-Man, a bunch of other games.
And for extra clarity, was last year. It's just happened.
But also, all those games you just listed were not on PC.
Very true. This is exactly it, right? This is exactly it. So, the Steam community voted Game of the Year 2018, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Which has been in early access since like 2016.
Yeah. That was Game of the Year 2018.
Cool.
PUBG. VR Game of the Year 2018. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. VR. Which is, I think, March 2017.
That's not Beat Saber.
Now, this is an interesting one. Labour of Love. So, when I think of Labour of Love, right, I think of...
You think of
No Man's Sky.
Yeah. You think or maybe even one person, two people.
Stardew Valley. Oh, yeah. So something that's been, they've toiled on for a long time, maybe not got much out of it, and they're doing it because they love it. Labour of Love 2018 award goes to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Ah, yes. Yeah,
2013 seminal billionaire smash hit.
I can't remember any controversial Rockstar stories about development.
Yeah. I think currently, if you look at Steam's reviews for GTA 5, like, it's getting review bombed like fuck because they've abandoned it since they're doing Red Dead, and it's teeming with hackers. So, Labour of Love 2018. We're halfway through. This one made me laugh. Best Developer 2018. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Everyone obviously played Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, and loved it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
But however, the next award implies that maybe not.
Yeah. So, the best environment in a game 2018. I mean, I was fond of God of War, but The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt from 2015 won that. So can you see? I'm gonna get through the last three.
The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, the game that did not come out in 2018.
Yeah, the game that came out in 2015.
Yeah.
I've got three more, and I know, and this is what I mean. I'm just having a laugh of it here because it is a bit silly, isn't it? Better with Friends Awards, so the best multiplayer game went to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Most fun with a machine, Rocket League, and the only game in the best games of 2018 awards to actually come from 2018. Mike Williams' favourite, best alternate history, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Well, they're the Steam Game
Awards.
Awards.
Thanks to the Steam community for their impactful votes. Now, the greater question is, like, if we had a banger of a PC exclusive, which I don't think really happens anymore, to be honest. I know that sounds controversial, but I can't really think of one off the top of my head.
Divinity Original Sin 2.
It's not an exclusive anymore, though, is it?
No, it's not anymore, but it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It was for a bit.
Yeah. Actually, then again, I was going to say it wasn't 2018, but that's not stopped any of these other fuckers getting in it. Yeah.
What about Total War? Do they count?
What's the thing?
They're only PC.
It's strategy and CRPGs, but like, imagine if they did like a Hellblade kind of thing, PC only, third-person game, PC only or something. Because look, guys, we're over 6 Siege, aren't we now? We're over GTA 5 now, aren't we? No, we're not. The Steam charts has been the same Dota 2, League of Legends, old shit for ages. Not League of Legends, but like Dota 2, CSGO. And it's like...
And every fucking new thing that comes out is going on the Epic stores.
So maybe that's what it is, Metro Exodus could have been in like that, like the biggest prospect. So I don't know what that's got to say. And I know a lot of people who listen to us are PC players and stuff. What do you reckon of that? Do you think that that's just like a little bit of a popularity contest? And do you think that any of that would...
It literally is, who's got the most people playing
because do you think any of that would have changed if they had like... if they had like a Hellblade PC exclusive, like a third-person action blockbuster. Because I mean, they've got the install base on PC, right? You got the specs.
Yeah, you're totally right about the old install base sort of thing. Because like traditionally, they didn't put a lot of money into it because they were very piracy and all that sort of stuff. But look at the numbers on Steam, man. The numbers on Steam are enormous.
That's what I mean. But it's pretty. I know. I almost feel disrespectful for laughing at it, laughing in the face of the Steam community there. But it's the fact that there's an award ceremony specifically for 2018, and The Witcher 3's won everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, we get it, guys. It is a good game, but it's like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, but best developer. It's very unusual. I just think that. Maybe it's because, because I was thinking, come on, there's got to have been a good PC game from last year. I was thinking of all the good games, and then I was thinking, no, they're everywhere, or they're console exclusive. So, what was the best PC exclusive last year? I'll pop it out there, because it's subjective, and I want to hear what people are going to say, innit? I want to hear what people...
There's a lot of like early access stuff on PC that you just... There's good, good quality and good experiences that you just can't get.
That's true. I'll tell you what the PC is. Lately. It's like the proving grounds for a great concept.
Yeah, well, it's easy to get onto Steam, isn't it?
PUBG was a PC exclusive for ages. Now it's every fucking where, right? And I'll tell you what else I think was PC exclusive, but now it's everywhere. Subnautica, which is causing some... I was going to say some waves, but it's a water pun and that wasn't intentional, so I'm trying to steer clear from that. They've got that like Frozen one, haven't they? Like the new Subnautica. That's on Xbox coming out. Yeah,
everyone has an ice expansion, don't they? Everyone has a snow level, don't they?
Yeah, but with this one, it's like watery, so there's orcas and stuff, and that's pretty scary.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But so I think that's what the PC ends up being. It's like the beta test for a console release for big concepts.
If it's an indie game, it comes on the Switch, and if it's a big console game, it goes on PS4.
So
and
that's
Xbox.
it. Steam is the ultimate proving. And then if it is a great PC exclusive, Epic will have it at the end, don't they?
But if you look at the list of runner-ups, there were, Hitman 2 did come out last year.
Yeah.
And it's fucking amazing. And it lost to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And there's nothing wrong with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Looking from the outside,
there is not.
It was a pioneer of a game, and look, we've just been waxing lyrical about Apex Legends. That would not have happened if PUBG didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's 2018 now.
So anyone else, that's, I don't know, I just laughed at that because it's like, you just pick your favourite things, isn't it? It's like if IMDb had like best films of 2018 list, The Dark Knight would
Christopher
be the top.
Nolan would be all over it.
Yeah, exactly that. Yes, that's what I was going to say. That.
Sorry, I got strangely upset at the thought of that.
That's perfect. Yeah, I am Christopher Nolan. So, I just... There we go. That's the only other thing. That's the only other thing that I saw that I thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask you guys, what's the best PC game you played last year?
Yeah, legit question.
Bonus points if it's nowhere else, and if it's not Subnautica, which is now on Xbox as far as I know. I think I'm on like the Xbox Insider program, and I think I can play the new one. It's like a little beta test thing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some Dear Special Moves then. So these are the emails that are sent into our inbox, dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. That's dearspecialmoves@gmail.com if you want to send us your comments, your questions if you want. I mean, any nice stories that you've got. Any responses to what we've said here. Tell Jake what the best PC exclusive is. Take your time to give us a big long answer if you want.
But not that long though, because if it's that long,
we don't read them. Some of these are quite long this week, and that's kind of why where that's come from.
Yeah, because we know that we're making like short work of the news bits, so we're doing the longest special moves today.
Okay,
so it's all quite tactical. Sorry to give you a peek behind the curtain there.
So this one is from, I think it was Thanos. Who says, Dear Special Moves, I've been following the channel since pretty much day one, and I found that most of the time our opinions on gaming news and games in general seem to be in alignment. However, a few weeks passed while I was watching the podcast. I think it must have been during Christmas. I heard Mike almost whispering that, among other Switch games he has resold fucking Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
I almost spilled my podcast coffee. That's nice. It makes sense.
That's fucking dope, Thanos.
You didn't touch on that revelation. I think it was Thanos. I forgot to paste the name in. You didn't touch on that revelation at all, and it left me wondering if all of you felt the same way about Smash, or it was just Mike. So just throwing it out to you guys. Me personally, I love the game. It's one of the best games to have on the Switch, considering I can just whip it out when I'm with friends or at a friend's house or pretty much anywhere where I can find a table and battle it out. I thought about it and I figured that maybe it was the fact that, no offence, you don't seem to have too many friends. As I've said in the past, it is pretty difficult for you to meet regularly. I guess my question is, do you actually not like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or is it just a matter of playtime?
That's well funny.
Thanks, Thanos.
Yeah.
Well...
Yeah, Laura doesn't get a look in.
Yeah.
You're a sad loser.
That is almost the cartoon thing of a Smash fan. You don't like this, therefore you have no friends.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he didn't mean it in a rude way.
But that is quite funny. So go on then, guys. What do you reckon? Is it because you haven't got any friends, or
how do I start? Right. Well, let's get this out of the way. I can't remember what the game was. I wanted another game, and I did sell Smash. Your idea sort of spurred me on to also.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. Can you imagine if I actually called myself an entrepreneur?
That's so sick. Put the CEO in your bio on it. Yeah, I sold Smash as well. Because there's two reasons why. What right?
This is suddenly confessions of a Smash seller.
No, right. Well, number one, it wasn't scratching any itches. I had loads of games on that I could have been playing, right? Yeah. And I did have a nice time playing Switch, actually. I remember Sean was in like hospital for an operation, and I was sitting there playing Smash, and it was ace, and I couldn't think of a game that would have been better to be playing at that time. Yeah. I was doing the arcade mode. That's what I spent a lot of my time doing. I did unlock a lot of the characters, but I felt almost like it could have been in someone else's hands and they would have been happy with it.
Yeah.
And number two, capitalising on that, it retains its value quite nicely. So I could sell it for pretty much exactly what I bought it, make a zero loss on it, and get a better game.
Well, before we go to Liam...
By better game, I mean different game, by the way, Thanos. Don't fucking click me into infinity or whatever.
You're going for it!
Fucking get that gauntlet down, lad. So that's that. Before we go on any further, Liam, you have played it more than everybody else, of course.
Yeah.
What's the verdict, man?
I like it, but I haven't played it since I unlocked the last character.
Right.
Purely because I don't really want to play online because I'm not that good at it, so I'd get trashed online. And I can't be asked paying for Switch Online anyway.
Yeah, same.
And then...
Side topic
so
there. But...
my friends who do like Smash and the ones
Thanos, you fucking...
I do have friends. Yeah, but I have very good memories of playing Smash Bros. Brawl with friends on the Wii. But the thing is, like, we're all in different parts of life now. You know? Like, some of us moved away, some of us have got like full-time jobs, so we don't have time to play Smash anymore. So but I still have it. I just haven't played it for a while.
Smash made a lot of sense to me when I was sort of a teenager, when I was in school and stuff.
I used to go around to my mate's house all the time and play it.
Yeah, exactly. And if I had a Switch back then and stuff, I probably would have played it a bit more. But I think I've kind of, for me, it was a few things of what Jake said, exactly what Jake said. It holds its value quite well, so you can get a lot of your money back. And, there was a lot of games coming out around Christmas, and I needed to pay for them. So, and it just wasn't, I think, I can't remember who said it. I think maybe you, Jake, someone you know had said it or something. But the thing with Smash is the camera is like far out, right? So because there's a lot going on. And, right. Yes. Yeah. Sure. Right. Okay. Yeah. But then when you have that on a small screen, it kind of magnifies the problem, ironically, a little bit. Yeah. So for me, and like I do play. I think I've been ruined in fighting game terms by Mortal Kombat, and I just even like Street Fighter and stuff like that, and because I don't know what's wrong with me, but if I'm not breaking someone's spine when I'm kicking them in the back, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? It's
man.
just
you don't get that with Yoshi, do you?
You just don't. It just doesn't have the same impact. So I think I've kind of Mortal Kombat. I'm a tasteless buffoon, and Mortal Kombat has ruined my fighting game chops. And I haven't got any friends, so I just can't. It's the resale value thing, and sure. it just didn't.
I was unlocking the characters at a steady pace, and then I'm just thinking, but what now? Like, it wasn't really posing that much of a challenge to me, unless I adjust the difficulty slider.
That's reminding me as well that it was that I forgot in between the last Smash game that I played, which was fucking years ago. Like I was probably about at least 10 years ago.
Yeah. Was it Melee on the GameCube?
It was. It probably was. Yeah. And it was in between that and now, I've had like loot boxes and microtransactions and mobile games and this like popping candy stuff on a screen where like you've unlocked this, you've unlocked this, you've unlocked this. Look at this, and I just hate that. Now. And I kind of I just don't like. I just feel really sort of
unlocking things one at a time now is quite.
I don't like opening stuff. And I don't like stuff like just going, you've got this, you've got these characters, you've got this skin, you've got. I really don't like that. Yeah. And I would prefer that to be as optional as possible. Unfortunately, that's a screen I had to go through every time I finished.
Of the roster were through, weren't they?
Yeah. So I had to. That, if you're playing the game and like following the campaign sort of thing. So yeah, it's a mix of things, to be honest. And I kind of haven't thought about it.
What character did you play? Just give him more ammo in it. Or maybe it'll like help like reconcile.
I think I stuck with Curbster.
Kirby.
Yeah, and I did a little bit with.
I played Link most of the time.
I was Yoshi because he's the fucking dopest character. He's the fucking
I did a bit of.
Don't fucking talk to me about it, Smash fans. I don't care that he's not the best. Don't.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the best. I don't mean it. Don't start talking about Roy and Marth and that. Or King K. Rool. I don't care. I was just joking.
What about King Dedede? Where'd you stand on him?
The blue fucking bird thing with a hammer.
Kirby's arch nemesis. He's a penguin.
Is he a penguin?
He's a penguin.
Oh, right, so I didn't know because he has all that fucking ceremonious robe shit on.
Right, who cares? Fucking move on.
Is he?
He's ripped, yeah.
What am I thinking of then? Has he got a fucking cloak on that?
Yeah, he's got like a crown and shit.
I've never been more bored. Dear special moves. Not sure how charming or witty this anecdote is, but I've had a fun time rediscovering Breath of the Wild, so I figured I'd send it in. I poured well over 200 hours into my first save of Breath of the Wild. I didn't 100% the game because, 900 Korok seeds. That's a collectible thing in the game, right?
Have you seen the reward you get for that? It's literally a golden bit of shit. That's the actual
It's
reward.
a golden shit?
When it's 5 feces?
Literal shit,
What do they call it?
I don't know, but it's in there.
Is it like the golden
turd?
the gilded
That's
curl
what you get
or
if you
something like
collect
that?
all 900 Korok seeds.
That's
it's like a...
Stand aside, Master
It's a nice little fuck you.
Okay, but I did find all 120 shrines, upgraded a good bit of armor, and completed most of the side quests. I also did the DLC and earned my motorcycle. So there was a motorcycle DLC in Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild. The item that cemented my status as the terror of Hyrule. I feared neither machine nor beast, only Lionels could inspire an emotion stronger than an annoyance from me, and even fighting them was an issue of stamina rather than skill. Where are we? Okay. I was invincible, I began to find. However, that godhood wasn't as rewarding as I'd hoped. I wanted to relax, go for long nature walks and hunt for rare bugs and other materials. I needed the armor upgrades for side quests, but I was constantly harassed by low-level enemies that weren't worth the effort to kill. As a result, I often passed the game over to Mario Odyssey, an overall much more joyful experience. For anyone listening, Liam's just shown something to Jake.
That's a reward you get.
It's the golden shit. It's the real golden shit.
It's called Hestu's gift.
I just have to confirm it.
Sorry, that was an intermission because this isn't an hour. This is
it's a long one.
Right,
yeah. Okay, so the bottom line is that this person went back to Zelda after a long break playing Mario Odyssey,
smashing it.
Yeah, and they set it to master mode, which is like the supreme sort of difficulty mode on the game, and they say it changed everything. So here we go. We'll resume at this point with part 2. No, it's okay. It actually helped me skip. It absolutely helped me skip a good paragraph there, so that's good. It changed everything with my first death. So this is playing on master mode now. Just feet from the Shrine of Resurrection, Breath of the Wild transformed from a heartwarming adventure to a survival horror nightmare. I couldn't kill anything. That is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is a survival horror nightmare. I couldn't kill anything. Surprisingly, tree branches and pot lids are largely ineffective against second-rank regenerating enemies, and I had so little stamina that I could barely flee combat. Someone even had the nerve to put a Black Lionel, that's rank 3 of the toughest enemy in the game, in the tutorial area. I nearly wept at the sight. Oh dear. So I became a shadow of my former self. I made any long trips under the cover of darkness, holding my breath as I crawled through enemy camps to steal their weapons and food. During the day, I holed up in the forest and hunted, fished, and cooked. It actually sounds like a much better game. Scrounging up as much food as I could to replenish my meager 3 hearts. If I had to move during the day, I used stealth elixirs, which I hadn't made since the first 50 hours of my first save. So this is clearly someone who's played, like, squeezed it dry, and they've just managed to find, like, amazing new fun out of this game by just going on a different difficulty level.
Keep going.
It's worth it, isn't it? I even stayed on the plateau after I finished the story just to gather enough food to survive until I reached civilization. This change was exactly what I needed to fall in love with the game again. I've taken new paths to avoid enemies and as a result discovered areas of the map I didn't know existed. I've challenged myself to try to solve every shrine puzzle differently than I did before. Most importantly, I've rediscovered the exhilaration of exploring the beautiful, terrible land of Hyrule armed with a few sticks and that one bow that I dug out of a cave that actually deals 14 damage. Hope you enjoyed my story. Thanks, Tabitha.
Well,
That's
was
great.
Actually published in 2 editions there, so
that was exactly. It was a 2-parter.
Well, first of all, I read this like about whenever they sent it, about a week ago or 2, and I think this is like one of the best ones we've got.
Yeah,
it's quite a long. You have to physically read it out loud, like, but when you're reading it, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my god, I love this. I love this because it's like difficulty modes. You don't really think about it much.
You don't.
Like,
no.
Liam, I think out of everybody,
you're
the guy.
You're a moder.
You're the guy that will replay a game.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not include Resident Evil, because that's a given that you do it like 20 times, right? Even I've done it like fucking 4 times, for Christ's sake. But you'll occasionally go back to like a game that you loved. Normally, actually, in all the Resident Evil, and play it again. But a lot of the time, especially now, I play a game once through twice, apart from if it's Divinity Original Sin or something.
Yeah.
Or a game like Dark Souls, which actually doesn't have difficulty. So, yeah, it's something I don't see much. The difference between normal and thing. I hear about it, but you don't see it for yourself unless you do the game twice. And notching it up big time, but now you've got all this newfound knowledge and skill and everything like that. I guess it is kind of like a Soulsborne game on New Game Plus or something, where you straight away you need to have the best stuff. I think that it's something that people really, really, really overlook. That it can change the experience.
At least they just sort of. I don't think it gets talked about enough on the internet personally, and I think there's like some weird like elitism sort of level of prestige about it, which would maybe put people off. Like, I know for me, it's like I wouldn't be pretentious enough to go, I'm going to play this on hard, because I don't like the thought of thinking I'm good enough to play this on hard. Whereas it's not that really; it's just a different experience.
Yeah,
like you just have to tune your. It's like people who say Dark Souls isn't difficult. Well, of course it is, but it's difficult to tune into what the game is, and that's what it is, really, isn't it? Like,
exactly,
the one that really speaks to me most is Total War, because when you play that, when you go from normal, which is what most people would play if they're sort of new or unfamiliar, to very hard. Anything called very hard, like, why would you put yourself through that unless you're like some sort of elitist prick, right?
Yeah.
No, the very hard is a great way to play it, because it's much you have to think a lot more. It becomes more of a puzzle and more of a it's a different game, it's a different experience to me anyway, and you've got you can't just be wasteful with your decisions and stuff, and it's great fun. It's a different experience, so yeah, for sure, that's a really good story to highlight the fact that you should check out other difficulty modes.
Don't be put off by it being called like extreme and hard and all this is all a bit silly. But when it's stuff like that, like if it was aimed at more like your experience, like if it was called experienced mode, this is called master mode, but Tabitha, is that the right name? Tabitha like played it for like 200 hours, so she's a master at the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go on it then. Yeah. It's like if it was called like This Will Fucking Destroy You edition, you're not going to want to click it. Well, actually, you might want to maybe because it sounds like
something
so
I'd
obnoxious.
listen to actually.
Yeah, but if post rock fucking excellence there. But like European Extreme, that just sounds silly, but you'd probably almost click that. But very hard, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, the European Extreme, that was always like...
It's quite silly.
That was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always play a game on normal, or if it'll say... If you've played lots of these games before, try on hard. I'll try on hard, because it's not saying it's going to be difficult. It's saying it's designed for people that are used to these games and shit.
Yeah.
So. But and a lot of the time, because of this whole review system and the way that games are out at the moment, reviewers have got a bash through games. Not even fucking ACG, who's played about 9,000 versions of each game when it comes out and like cross-tested all the different versions. He doesn't probably do on different difficulties because when you've done it, you've done it. You don't think, what's that like on hard? Yeah. But sometimes I'm sure there's loads of lovely surprises, and this is one of them. So I love this email.
It is a good email. What time is it? We've been talking 50 minutes, so the email I was going to read out, I'll leave till next week, I think. So new releases. It's because there's loads of new releases.
There is, yeah.
Right. So new release, and I don't like it running over an hour. I just feel like I just like having a neat sort of like an hour and 10.
That was a table slam.
That was a Mike Williams authoritative right hand on the table.
Chop.
Yeah. So just don't test me, okay? So new releases this week. That, like we said at the top of the podcast, at the beginning of the podcast, there's loads, and by loads I mean 4 games coming out on one day. Well, it's actually 5, but 4 that matter. Coming out on the same day. Okay, so
hang on, what's the 5th one?
Well, you'll find out. Right. Okay, so first of all, little there are games coming out on Tuesday, which is February the 12th. We've got The Liar, Princess and the Blind Prince coming out on the Switch and PS4 on the 12th, as well as Trials Rising.
Which is the Ubisoft bike game.
The bike thing, which is on PC, Switch, PS4 and Xbox One. So that's on the 12th. Now, the meat and potatoes, right? February the 15th, we've got Crackdown 3. Mm-hmm. We've got Far Cry New Dawn. We've got Jump Force, which is the big...
Weeb Smash.
Sorry,
Thanos.
Yes, sorry, mate. And Metro Exodus. So that's 4... That's 4 pretty big games, that.
What's the 5th one?
DreamWorks Dragons Dawn of New Riders.
Oh, yeah.
Switch only.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Never question me again. All right.
Don't make me chop this table again.
How many of these are you excited for?
How many?
Yeah, none.
Okay, excited, 1. Interested in, 1. Near, 1. No, near 2.
Yeah.
And then DreamWorks Dragons Dawn of New Riders doesn't register on the
okay
interest
scale.
Liam,
what about you? Where do you stand on
Using
this?
the same metric.
Yeah.
3 interested, 1 not interested. That 1 not interested is Jump Force. I'm not really into that.
Yeah, same.
I'm more interested
Jake?
in Jump Force just because it sounds ridiculous. But although I'm not, because do you know what I mean? Like I'd play it, but I don't think I'd pay for it. No, I'm not interested in any of these, to be honest.
Any of them,
which is bad because I'm on a YouTube video game discussion channel.
Yeah.
But so I'll be playing them. But just want you to all know I'm going in.
Thanks, Jake. What a huge favour you've done for
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly. I just want you all to know that I'm going in there with extreme prejudice. And I'm probably going to dislike them all. Well, no, what it is, and I'll break it all down quickly why, and hopefully you can understand that I'm not just being miserable. Right. Played Metro Exodus months ago, did not like it. I made it clear at the time to you guys didn't like it. Everyone was talking about how good it was. I was like, no, I don't like it. Then I moaned about it in the podcast months later, and now I still don't like it. I'm not going to play it. That's that. Crackdown, I will definitely play.
Fuck off.
Crackdown.
I didn't make it.
Stop asking me. Stop asking me, all right, Mike? God. Right. No, Crackdown, I will definitely play. But
okay.
I remember playing Skate 2 loads on the Xbox 360.
Here we go.
And I was in a party chat, and my mates would always just talk about Crackdown 2, Crackdown 2, Crackdown 2. Yeah. And this is all, because they're all playing it, so I have no context because I can't see the screen. So I'm like, what's this bollocks that they're on about? I played Crackdown 2. I didn't really enjoy it, but bear in mind, times changed. It was years ago.
It was like ultra collectathon, wasn't it? That was the thing.
Yeah, and I mean, it looked cool. It had some really cool, it had a bit of destruction in it, like mercenaries kind of stuff. Is that right? Is it fine?
The first one had a little bit of it in there.
But this might have been Crackdown 1 and not 2.
Crackdown 2 wasn't as
good. Did it have
good.
destruction in it, did it?
Tiny bit.
You could destroy, cover and stuff that people were watching.
All right.
I think that's about all I remember.
I was a big puncher, so I don't know.
Okay.
It was basically a superhero simulator.
It was like semi-superhero cops sort of thing, wasn't it? And
there was blue spandex jumpsuits, so you could jump really high and stuff.
And you would it would be like a boss.
You could punch cars.
You could totally punch cars. And there was big sort of enemy base type things where you just sort of. It was a weird gameplay sort of thing where you just sort of jump and shoot a bit and then land and then jump and shoot a bit and then land. It was on paper it was really cool and stuff, but that's what a lot of it boiled down to for me anyway, because there was
And
just so many
stuff.
enemies and collecting stuff. Yeah, but I could see why somebody would be pretty excited for Crackdown 3.
Yeah, and I think the main reason a lot of people would be excited for Crackdown 3 is because they've been working on it for about 25 years. How long has it been, seriously? Is it 6 or 7 years?
It's been a long time.
Well, they said, didn't they, that they would have like full city destruction.
Wasn't it announced at the Xbox One reveal?
I think it was
2012.
There was.
13,
I remember there was like
a
teaser trailer that basically
and they were going
totally
like the power of the cloud to be able to do all this.
That's exactly it. And that's how they're going to power the city destruction, was with the cloud technology and all that sort of shit. But
so it's I'll be definitely playing this, but I'm not anticipating it all. But then again, that's probably a really good way to go in, isn't it? If you go in completely tepid and you've not got any expectation, I'm not going to be disappointed because I'm not expecting anything. So if it's at least half good, I'm probably going to have some nice things to say about it, and I'll definitely have the most to say about this compared to Exodus, which I'm not getting. Stop asking me, Mike. And Far Cry.
I'm not interested in if you're going to play or not.
No, I know you're not. The joke is you've never asked me. So,
yeah, indeed.
I'm just doing this to amuse myself, aren't I?
I mean, if anything, it's a really good thing because then I can do Metro and you can do Crackdown and Liam can do whatever
Far
else.
Cry New Dawn's a weird one, and the reason
I don't know what to think of New Dawn, to be honest.
I didn't do 5 though. Did I? See, that's another thing. That's why I'm not looking forward to this one. Didn't do 5.
You haven't played Far Cry 5, no? Right,
no,
so.
Or finished it, which now we all know the ending because it was in the trailer. For New Dawn. Although, admittedly, I loved Far Cry 2, 3,
but the
4,
whole premise.
And I enjoyed Primal. So
you enjoyed Primal.
Yeah, I got platinum on it. I fucking loved it.
I didn't play.
Smashed it. So and that's, I guess, like this, like a half step. Non
sort of like an expansion pack that's been sort of turned into its own full-fledged game.
Yeah,
this is what they do, though, isn't it? They have a numbered one and they
the
have
half step one, as I call them. Yeah, well, I've enjoyed. Blood Dragon was good. This was good. Primal was good. Sorry, and this might be good.
I like Far Cry 5. I think, if I remember, I
enjoyed it.
I remember you said at the time you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. That's what the confusion was because I hated the ending.
The ending, you said it was the best game, worst ending thing that you remember in a while.
Yeah, sort of highest peak, lowest ending sort of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I remember I finished it and told you, just wait for the ending.
Yeah.
I was like, just wait for
100%. Yeah, and so New Dawn. I don't know if I'm even interested in some more Far Cry yet. As well, do you know what I mean?
I don't know if I've seen any buzz online about it.
I know it's coming out at a reduced price, so it's like one of those like not quite full price games.
Yeah, which is fair enough, you know. But that's I think that's true of all these games. Like, I think they've all probably got their Jump Force is probably within its community. They're probably excited about
the fighting game community are an interesting bunch, aren't they? Because they're hardcore fans and they
like what they like.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
exactly. And this is, and I mean, you know, anime. It's loads of anime shit in there. Like One Piece's bopping about, Naruto's in it and stuff. Who did they add recently? That guy from Death Note, L and all that. I think they're in it, aren't they?
Yeah, from Death Note.
Who did they added something? Was it? Not an anime, but I think was it like Persona 5? Have they?
I think so. I think there's a Persona character.
I think there's a character from Persona. Not to be confused with they're adding Joker into Smash, aren't they? But and I know you bored, my eye. But it's Jump Force. It seems mad because you know what, right? If anyone's going to do a massive over the top fighting game, it's going to, apart from Dragon Ball Z, it's going to be a bunch of anime boys in it.
Yeah.
Because you've all got magic, super duper powers and shit. I reckon it might actually be quite fun.
The way you said super duper then was actually hilarious. Though if you meant to do that on purpose, but that was very funny.
If you went around your mate's house and played this, I think you'd be like surprised. But then again, you probably wouldn't play full price for it unless you're a big fighting game fan. I think Crackdown would be what I'm going to be spending most of my time on this week, and I look forward to discussing it and stuff like that.
For me, it's Metro.
Yeah,
like for sure.
Are you going to be getting it on what? Not the Epic Store, I'm assuming.
I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know because I played Metro 2033 and Last Light on PC.
Yeah, they feel very PC games.
They are.
PC community have really taken until very recently. Really took it under their wing. It was almost like a Stalker kind of thing. Yeah, it's very anything about.
That's Chernobyl. A game. Stalker is a game. He's not saying anything about the PC gaming community.
Sorry.
But Metro, I do like a good first-person PC game, like now and again, like Dishonored and stuff. It just sometimes it makes a lot of sense to me. Destiny, it doesn't so much because it's Destiny's a lazy game. But if it's like for me, but if it's that's not, you know, I just mean the way that I play it with my feet up. Sort of thing. But this, you know, I want to be focused on it, and I want to be like in the world, and it's not that, you know, it's probably not going to be that long, and it's not, you know, it's not going to be like a 40-hour RPG sort of experience. It's sort of somewhere in the middle between shooting and role playing.
When we were playing it, were you on mouse and keyboard? I forgot.
Yeah, we were on Xbox.
Oh, when we
One
played
X.
Yeah. Well, it was a controller anyway.
Well, it could have been on a PC for all we know, but we had a controller.
Yeah.
So I assume it's like the Xbox One X version.
And it's, as a fan of 2033 and Last Light of the Universe, like a nice sort of grim, and you know, the Eastern European Russian sort of setting gives it a totally different tint and flavour to Fallout and all the post-apocalyptic stuff that we've got otherwise.
Stalker, really.
Of course.
Yeah.
But when
I
was the last?
Earlier in my head, like
for sure. But when was the last one? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So this sort of does cool stuff for me, and like I remember Metro 2033 especially. I like the fact that the ammo was also the currency, so you had to balance your purchases with have I got enough ammunition sort of thing, and shit like that. Great stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to not being stuck in metro tunnels and being out in the wilderness that you've had horrible glimpses of in the previous games, and seeing what it's about. I sort of liked the demo. The demo was a bit rough, like, but you know, we were at a trade show, so who knows? So yeah, I mean that's how I feel about it. Liam, which are you going to be looking at most here?
Probably Crackdown 3, just because I really enjoyed the first Crackdown when that came out. I think it came with my 360 when I bought it.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So, and I had a good time with that. Far Cry New Dawn, I really don't know what to make of it, and I kind of am interested in it because I did enjoy Far Cry 5, and I kind of want to see where they take this whole post-apocalyptic thing with it. But
that's the difference. You know, post-apocalyptic Far Cry could be loads of fun, but it's going to come down, for me, this is one where the reviews are going to...
because if it's just Far Cry 5 again, but in like...
But all the cows are dead.
Yeah, I'm not going to be too into that.
Yeah.
And then Metro, I'm curious to see how it will do review-wise and stuff like that. And I do like the Metro games, but I've never played them like day one. Yeah. I've always been it's on sale, I'll pick it up then, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a Steam favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
make it into the 2018 list.
100%. Well, probably would have, like, a few years ago. You know what I mean? They probably would have. It's that kind of game. I mean, there's how many, you know, how many times have I thought, right, surely there can't be any more post-apocalyptic games, but this year there's Far Cry New Dawn and Metro Exodus 2 coming out the same fucking day.
Days Gone's out in a bit.
Days Gone, Rage, right? There's all Rage. I'm looking forward to Rage. I can't wait for that.
Looks quite fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And but it just seems to be a never-ending fucking. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the new releases.
They're all colourful post-apocalypses now, but not like
not Metro though.
Not Metro.
Metro's grim.
But all the others got like pastel colours everywhere. Yeah. Lots of like wackiness going on.
Mohicans and
Mad Max Fury Road and so on. Whereas Metro is like the apocalypse shouldn't be fun, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Metro's like the road.
Poisoning. Yeah, exactly. It is. Yeah, Colin McCarthy.
And on that note,
on that dreary note,
leave it for another week. That was episode, I think, 24 of the Special Moves podcast. We'll be back next week with more topics to discuss, and we will have played 3 out of those 4 games that we've just spent a little time talking about, I think.
Yeah, DreamWorks Dragon, whatever.
Well, Crackdown's on the Game Pass, isn't it?
We're all going to be playing Crackdown for sure.
Far Cry New Dawn's the only one I'm not sure about. Jump Force, I'm pretty sure none of us are going to play Jump Force.
No.
You know, that's not a comment.
That's surprise you.
Personal.
We may surprise you.
Okay. It might come out and get like 99 on Metacritic. We never know.
If it's got 99 on Metacritic, I'll buy it day one. That's the same mistake. That's the same mistake I made with Smash, but I'm willing to do it again. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.